Hello, welcome back. On this video here, I'm just going to go over kind of one of the reasons, another better reason on why I sell disc media. Now, it's been probably going on a little over 2 years. I would say, again, it was 1, 2, not 2024, not 2023, but 2021 winter, that November, December, I went out to Parma and I bought a whole bunch. It was like 700 DVDs. There were a few CDs in there, not a lot. And it was just under $500. But the bigger thing that I got was the Dark Shadows Coffin DVD set, which was $300 in itself. So that, on top of the other stuff I got, well made up for itself. A good part in buying large lots like that, if you're not already privy, and this kind of piggybacks off of what I said a couple videos ago, when you start going out every single day and seeing the same stuff every single day, you start realizing and start remembering which titles, whatever it may be, disc media, books, so on and so forth. Books a little more difficult, but disc media, you're going to see a lot of the commons, and you're going to be able to easily just eyeball right past that and find something that is not typical of what you usually see, and you set that in a stack and you start scanning, and then you're going to narrow that down once more to figure out if it has enough value to it for the price for you to buy. So when I bought those 700 DVDs, I knew that there were going to be commons. I wasn't 100% really into selling DVDs then, and I had sold more CDs than I had DVDs. And CDs, I think there's another YouTuber who sells a lot of media. He has like 50,000 listings, long hair, been around for a while. So that's kind of why I got more into CDs. And then I was just like, well, let me look at some DVDs. And a good thing was to just go on to eBay or go on to YouTube and see who's selling what and kind of figure out where you want to go from there. So that's a really good and easy way how to figure out what's good and what's bad. Regardless, if you already know what the commons are, you're still going to end up with stuff that just didn't sell. So I do my brackets a little different. The sale brackets, the time frame, I use date stamps. Some of that's kind of spelled out in other videos. But for the most part, once every couple of months, I will do just a disc media calling. So I will go into, actually, here's a very good, it's kind of nice that eBay did change this up a bit. So I will go into right here and I will go into business policies. Now, before, I would have to go into over here and click the categories and only show the specific categories. Or you could go all the way up to here and go into your account settings and then go into your business practices and then go to your shipping policies and then go to which policy you have. And that's how I was able to determine which items I wanted to show so I could figure out on the oldest 100 disc items, disc media listings. So now you don't even have to do that. So although it shows media right here, 99% of them, anything that's under media, I'll just say 98% of them get shipped out first class or Ground Advantage or Cubic. Very, 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 very few get actually shipped out media. And that's just big. And the ones that do are just going to be a beat by the price. The media is just substantially cheaper, and it's probably less than $20. So if it gets lost or damaged, I can eat the $20. And I had one item all of last year not get to where it was going, and probably a handful of damage claims. And then I just tell the buyer, just file a claim with USPS. Most likely, if it was first class, but I don't let them know. I'm like, hey, just file a claim. And then they're like, all right. And then they just never do. And if they don't get back to you, chances are they're trying to scam you out of something anyhow. So don't cave on somebody's first attempt at something. So I have listed all the media, everything that's filed under media shipping policy. And that is going to include DVDs, CDs, video games, computer software, books, magazines, although I know magazines do not qualify for media mail shipping. I know that. This is what I have in there, so I know that it is a media-based item. I don't care about USPS rules when it comes down to, well, it's not classified as USPS media. This is just stuff that either has words on it, words you can hear, words you can read, or video, or any sort of that media stuff. So I'm able to then click down to start date, and we're going to see, because I just did a calling a couple of days ago, 3-4 days ago. So anything that was pretty much at that 5-month and 25 days, I think is what it was. It was a top 200 all media came down. The top 200 oldest. So I'm able to click on something and determine to have it this way. I'm able to determine if I've had it for a long time, and then further I can go into these here. I can say May 31st. Well, May is the 5th month. So 5 plus 6 would be November. This was relisted in July. So that means in that time frame, from May to July, this garnered enough interest for me to bring it down and reprice it. So it has 2 views. Now, this is just tentative. If I were to take this down, is what I would want to do. And now I'm going a little bit off topic from what I'm not going to bother with this one. Is what that would do, then I will go into Terapeak. If I took it down, I'll go into Terapeak and I would type in the Great Discovery, and I would kind of narrow down exactly what this is. Primarily author's name, Azrael Eisenberg. And I would see if it actually sells of recent, of 90 days. And if it doesn't have any 90-day, I'll go into Terapeak and I'll see, has this ever sold? Yeah, it's sold for $22. A couple of them sold for $22. Then this price will come down. This 5432, will come down to 3210, which falls right at the $22 range. And then when it comes down again for another calling, I'll see is like May. I've had it for a year. It's at the price where they have sold at. It's not selling. It's gone. So that one was a little off topic on that. So the main point of this video is, after I have so much disc media that did not sell and it's been called and it's in a box, and I take that box, whatever it may be, DVDs and CDs, very, very few video games, because typically the games that I get, buy, or sell, and I'll take those boxes down to the Game Exchange. It's called the CD Game Exchange. I don't know how national it is, or otherwise colloquially just called the Exchange. So I'll take it down to the Exchange, and whatever they take, awesome. That goes on to a gift card, and I run that gift card all year round, and I'll just keep adding more to it. And I give that to my nephews for Christmas. Like I just gave them one a couple days ago when we were at my sister's. Well, they weren't there, but anyhow, they'll get it. What they don't take, what Declutr, what the Game Exchange doesn't take, then I scan and sell to Declutr. Now, this one here shows, your payment was sent. This one right here shows that they got my items, but they did send my payment. So this is just going to show for last year's or the last 4 or whichever, because I've sent them probably 8 or 9 in all throughout the years. So another good point is even if I bought disc media items for $1.50 or $1.80 after tax or $2 or 10 cents or 50 cents or whichever, instead of just putting it in a box and throwing it away, which that is something that I do with a lot of media items, I will just throw them away. Some stuff I won't. But most of the stuff, it just gets thrown away. I'm not going to add that item back in circulation. I'm not going to add Immaculate by Madonna back into circulation. There's already tens of thousands of them, millions of them. I'll throw them away. I'll make the ones that are out there a little more rare by me throwing the one away or whichever. But so the other point of this is, although you may have paid $1.50, and I believe I mentioned before that negative money is better than no money. So if there's 40, and we're just going to use this one. If there's 47 items, and you can see I almost got paid $1 each. If there's 47 items, and if you paid, let's just say $1 each, that's $47. And if you're going to get 50 cents each with this one right here. If you're going to get 50 cents each and you're losing 50 cents, losing 50 cents is better than losing $1. So to get something back, it's a negative gain. That's all it is. And you can even go into sunk cost theory if you want to. You paid for it. It no longer has that immediate purchased value for the value of what it is. It no longer, if you buy $100, I don't know, cell phone, and 2 years down the road, it's not $100 anymore. It's now, you might as well just consider it sunk cost because it's zero. That means that entire transaction is done and gone. Whichever theory you want to use, but still to get 50 cents back, or again, right here, we're back to almost 50 cents, 93 items. So I will send them, as you can see here, 8. I send them a larger order because I bought a whole bunch of CDs from a street behind me. And there was 180 CDs, and I gave her $100, 160 something. I gave her $100. Just lives right behind me. There was one good one in there that was like $60. Everything else was commons. And then Game Exchange didn't take much. And then I sold a whole bunch to Declutr. But the point in this one here is getting a little more than 50 cents. Right? So this is one I just shipped out. And, well, actually, it's on the couch getting ready for me to take off and take it up to UPS. So this is another one of those good facets. Like, you could do the same thing with other niche categories. Other categories, it doesn't have to be niche, but other categories for clothing, for shoes, for books. You could do all of that with that. But this is more immediate money and get it out of the way. So the bigger and better points of selling disc media is there's multiple ways to get rid of it. You can get rid of it, let's just say, online through the main platform you're going to sell to. You can take it up to a game, CD, DVD exchange place. What they don't take, you can sell it to Declutr. There used to be another one, I forget what it's called. And then what is left, whatever you may want to do, you can lot up 50 CDs. You can lot up, I do have another box that's going to go up in 100 disc DVD lot which will be in a small box, be tucked away. So there's ways to get rid of the stuff that you have. But if you like what you saw, like what you heard, feel free to comment, feel free to leave a thumbs up, feel free to sub, feel free to share. Appreciate it. Thank you.